Welcome to Chem Talk, Breaking Down the Basics series.
Hello everybody, my name is Julian, and today we will be going over types of reactions. Now, we have some different types here. The first one is what we call synthesis or combination. An example of this that I've gone over before is H2 plus O2 making 2H2O. These combine, you have your A plus your B gives you AB. This is just the balanced equation. Now, the next type of reaction is decomposition. Now, decomposition is the inverse, and we can do the same thing. We can take 2H2O and produce 2H2 plus O2. And this happens when you put an electrical current through water, which we call electrolysis. In this case, we're taking the AB and separating it into A plus B. Now, we will have what we call single displacement, single replacement, or substitution. So, for instance, we can take something like zinc. Let me pull up the specific formula so I don't feature strong. Plus 2 hydrochloric acid. And eventually, the zinc will replace the hydrogen in this reaction, and you will be left with zinc chloride plus H2. The zinc substituted the hydrogen or replaced it, displaced it. So that's why we call it substitution and single displacement or single replacement. Now the next version is double displacement. We often see this when we're dealing with ions in an aqueous solution. So for instance, NaCl, sodium chloride, plus silver nitrate, AgNO3, will react in a solution, and they will all swap places. So you will have a double displacement or double replacement, and so you'll end up with silver chloride plus sodium nitrate, just like that. Now we're going to go to some more specialized types of reactions. So this next one is combustion. Now, a more classic combustion you might see is C10H8 plus 12O2, which will give you, as we have here, water and carbon dioxide, specifically 10CO2 plus, I believe it is 4H2O. Now, the definition of a combustion reaction is just a reaction where some A reacts with oxygen to produce an oxide and releases heat. Carbon dioxide is an oxide. Because a lot of these involve carbon, they often will produce carbon dioxide and will also usually produce water. But that's not always the case. In fact, an example of a combustion reaction that we have seen before is 2H2 plus O2 making water. I know that's strange to think about, but this is technically combustion. The scientific name for water is dihydrogen monoxide. So this is an oxide being produced. Hydrogen reacted with oxygen. It's combustion. And when we see this in nature, this does in fact release heat, releases energy. Now the last one we're going to go over is acid-base reactions. So we can use something like hydrobromic acid plus sodium hydroxide. What we'll see is they will neutralize. So the hydrogen and the hydroxide will neutralize, just producing water. And then the remnants of the acid and base will come together as a salt. So in this case, it'll be sodium bromide. There's also one other type of reaction we'll go over called a redox reaction, where electrons are transferred, but that will be for a later video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Chem Talk, Breaking Down the Basics series. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next Chem Talk Breaking Down the Basics episode.